Welcome to A Tale of Dice, and a group of turkeys has now taken control of all of our bodies, it seems. No, but
And we're stupid.
yeah, we're pretty stupid.
We
So
are
this-
an institution.
No, we are
Utmost
institutionalized. I think that's the term.
That seems
That's
better,
just
yeah.
that's just a matter of opinion. Tomato, tomato, it's the same.
No. But today we are gathered here once more to continue the adventures of the pack as they venture forth through the northern swamp province of Fellowvale. But before we jump into tonight's game, as a couple of people who do this on their spare time, we do need to have some sponsorships. And I do believe, Maxime, that we have another sponsor for
Yes,
today.
we do.
Oh my god.
For the people that have to study and have to study late, we have Llamas Insomniacs, which keep you up at night so you can study and do stuff. It is illegal in most countries because it does contain a various amount of drugs, and some side effects are insomnia. Yeah,
Some side effects. So
some side effects. No, the others are not credited right now, because otherwise we won't sell.
Fair enough.
Fair. Yeah.
But
So-
make sure to skip the fine print.
Yeah.
Yes,
Don't,
I
don't
mean,
read to the small
just
print,
enjoy
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
while
if
it
you
lasts.
so if you want to make sure that we do not kill people with our illegal drugs that we are selling via the stream, make sure that somebody else gives us some money so we can go to
Yeah, we have a
somewhat of
Patreon.
a
Yeah, we have a Patreon, so if you ever want to look that up, you can actually help to sponsor this thing we have going on here. It's called Friendship.
And if
FBI, open up!
and if you do have any businesses or something, we do love to have some real sponsors. Sponsor us, give us money, and
Aren't these real?
we will say your name.
Oh,
For a
we have
shout
to
out.
say the other names then. So, thanks Joyce.
All right.
And
Yay.
thanks,
Thanks,
Thomas.
Mom.
And Thomas.
Yes.
Yes.
And our subscribers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody. All right. But with that out of the way, I do believe that we are ready to jump into tonight's game. So, ladies, gentlemen, also, shall we play
No.
the game?
We'll die.
Click.
And we're back. So, for tonight's game, we are jumping right into it because the pack has concluded its long and perilous journey by ship to the northern province of Fellowvale and to the city of Fremgrist, a large, cold swamp town where the former master of Grakal has been, well, seen. The slave master known as the Maddox has set foot here on these lands and is now here somewhere in the vicinity with his ship. And the pack is hunting him down.
I'm going to freaking kill him.
Oh,
That's
hell yeah,
what
you
we're
will.
gonna do.
Oh, hell, well, at least you'll try. But before we get to that, it seems that the first link into the tracking and finding and killing of the Maddox was first to meet with one of its associates, the merchant. The merchant whose camp has now been set ablaze by yours truly, and who is now jumping into battle as a auction of slaves that he just had a few moments ago has gone completely awry.
Oh, we had such a fantastic ending.
Yep.
Yeah.
So right now,
Yep.
as we can pull up the battle map,
So just as, to freshen up my mind, you had actually gone after a slave that was already sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
and
had,
he killed the owner.
He got it back.
yeah,
Yeah.
he made
Yeah.
this
Well, I
ethical
knocked him
decision.
he's unconscious.
yeah,
He will
yeah,
wake
with,
up
with the
eventually.
battle map, we'll go over everything
necromancer
to
will
refresh
find
all of us a little bit on
that's
the
fair.
whole battle plan and what the hell was happening. So if we can get that up.
No, Mano's gonna do fine.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
frontline fighter with us.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
That's
definitely
not-
going to
I
do
mean,
not
fine.
he
fine.
will stay with us in mind and memory.
And soul.
I will kill you with Melo dice.
All of us.
Yeah.
It seems we're going in for PvP this time.
Yeah, definitely.
You're
Oh,
supposed to
oh
protect
no,
him right now,
we can
right?
take Hannah.
Yeah.
So no,
I
no
will.
problem.
I will. I'll
All
protect him.
right.
I
All
will
right, all right,
rage.
all right.
Oh, this means barbarian levels for Hannah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Suddenly
the
I'm
battle map
level
will want
20.
to load.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, we're waiting for roll 20 to load. So sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah, but nah, but yeah. This is taking so
Oh, we need the
long.
swords.
Wait, is
And
it
the
loading
staff.
properly?
Yeah, it's loading. It takes time.
It takes time?
Yeah, it
okay,
takes
okay.
time.
Eversoft
We
and
forgot
stuff
to do
takes
it
time.
prior to.
So
to starting.
to all the people listening and watching us, take your time. prepare.
Yeah, like
For the
if we
feast.
were
Get
if
the
we were
spot
better
to
at our
begin.
jobs, we would have made sure that the battle map was already loaded before we started this. But of course we weren't. So
Should
yeah.
have. Should have. So,
This is the first time we're doing this, right?
So how was your week?
So who's on top of the initiative? order?
Well,
Yeah.
first up are a couple of problematic individuals,
Ah,
which we'll
shit.
go over shortly.
All right.
But after that, we get Allison.
It's
yeah,
you.
I thought that was the first one. That's,
No, we
I
got some problem
identify
people
as
first.
Problematic individual.
that changes some things. Alright, that's sad. Alright. Do we have a map?
Yes. No.
Looks like
Maybe.
no.
Whiteness.
But yeah, so you
Our map is so
didn't
white, it
have
will probably
the,
order a
the
coffee at
slaves
Starbucks.
freed yet, right? You didn't have.
They
the-
did.
oh,
They did.
I
But
did.
again,
Are they
They're
free?
free,
but again,
I-
guys, let's go over it once the battle map is loaded. Because
Yeah.
when we actually have a view with it, it will be way easier to explain everything.
Fair, fair.
We need 13, 12 hatching dragons, randomizing dice roll.
We are hatching dragons.
Uh,
Grugal's just taking off.
Game.
My bad. My bad.
Is Jenna a dragon?
There we go. There we go. So, if we start all the way to the bottom of the battle map at this moment.
I wonder if Grugal likes mirrors. He's just like, what's this? Dragon!
Must slay.
The Slayer of Mirrors. Yeah. Like every puddle which is still water in, dragon!
At a certain point, he has some kind of existential crisis when he when he finds out that he's dragon-like. Like, oh my god.
I've never seen
more
myself.
things make so much more sense right now.
Am I hunting myself this entire time? All right. So,
Sounds deep.
all the way to the bottom of the battle map, we can see that a small podium was put up with a group of potential buyers of the giant folk that were being auctioned off by the merchants. One of the giant folk was already auctioned off, but was rescued / captivated by our friend Iro in the
It's a
bottom
very
left.
forceful rescue.
Another forceful rescue was also done a little bit to the side of the podium, where we could see the other 3 giant folk slaves who were being released by Hannah and your other friend Dural, a half-orc who has also been a slave of the same slavers that captured Grugal and who is aiding you in your endeavors here. Then, if we go all the way up to the north, we can see that the camp of the merchant, right over there. We can
Nice.
see that the camp of the merchant is already set ablaze by Grugal and one of the other giant folk that you guys already rescued before, namely Yenna, who is now standing there in the fray ready to combat with you, together with Allison just behind that and Melo all the way to the back, who we already know will die this game. So,
We made a promise that the one thing we're gonna accomplish this session is kill Melo.
And then I'll kill
Indeed.
the rest of the team.
Yeah, and then we have it.
Oh no, I just take off with 4 new four new mates.
That's so Aro.
So, to jump into tonight's combat, first up in the round is the merchant who just ran up to you guys. He says a few words. Well then, it seems that our quarry has been found. Prepare to die. As he runs into the fray.
Quick question, GM.
Mm-hmm.
Did I raise my shield? I
You did
think
indeed.
I probably
You did
yeah?
indeed, yes.
Yeah.
So the merchant runs up to you, Grugal, standing there, this large armor-clad dragonborn, shield raised. The merchant runs up to you with his trident weapon and starts to stab you after a movement action for a total of, that'll be a 17 to hit.
No.
As it just scratches off of your shield, he then pivots it back and goes for another lunge at your face for, ooh, that might hit. That's a, let's see, it's a 28 with a -5 penalty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I suppose that hits.
All right. Then, at that
Wow.
moment, you take a total of, let's see, 9 points of piercing damage.
That's who hit.
Yep.
33.
9.
As the blood flows from your body, you can already see that the merchant, who had a very still nice complexion first, his bald shaven, like some sort of Latino exterior, now beginning to grin menaciously, and you can already see that the large rows of white teeth that he has also have some crowns of gold and silver on them going further to the back, as he seems to be turning into a blood frenzy at this moment.
Sweet. I remember I threw my spear at them already. I tried to intimidate. That's already what happened. Yeah. All right. All right. So yeah, Grugal is stabbed as the trident just pierces like little notches in between the chest. Doesn't really hurt that much, and he's ready to keep going.
All right.
He grins as well. This is good.
After that, Allison, you're up.
All right. Allison looks at the merchant rushing forward and takes a deep breath, mutters a few words under his breath in Elven, and his body starts to glow. Also, his eyes start to glow as he casts guidance on himself.
All right.
Followed by, he looks at the elves, at the drow, and he starts speaking to them. Basically, I'm not gonna yell at this point, but he's yelling. Basically, he starts talking. Fellow elves, I know that our ancestors parted way long ago, but this is not. Our quarry isn't you. Are you really want? Jesus, have to get into the game a bit.
It's just a banger speech right there.
I was gonna be
Feel
like,
it. Yeah, this is his charisma. He's really shit at this. Do you really think that your lives are worth the 5 gold that this man has offered you? Do you feel like this man is worth your lives? Do you feel like if you look behind you, do you feel like this encounter is worth it for you? See how we freed already the slaves that you took. Just want to think about what you're doing now and just drop your weapons and walk away.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check or intimidation.
Freed slaves, I mean, they're still here.
Yep, charisma of Allison, and that's shite. So that's an 8.
That's an 8. As they take a look back, they can only see that the ones in control of their slaves seem to be people in the same garb as their other
boss.
slave masters, as you guys were all disguised as other people from Terra Trading, namely the slavery company that has all these people. So as a couple of drow look back for a second, then look back at you, they just like, what are you trying to do, man?
Nothing.
Words not getting any fruitful earth.
As the glow, as he sighs, Allison sighs a bit, and the glow dissipates again. Instead of the glow reaches into his body and then flashes outward as he mutters a few other words and casts shield on himself. And that's
Alright.
his turn.
As a protective barrier is now enveloping Allison for what is to
Yeah,
come.
yeah.
Alright.
I'm role playing Allison well because his charisma is shit right now.
So, at this moment, a couple of the drow, the ones that seem to be a little bit more veteranly trained than the other normal drow warriors, set a few steps forward. Come on, guys, time to work for a living, as they run into the fray as well. So, that
I'll
will be
try.
1,
we can still run off, right?
Yeah, we can.
Make
Melo
our own
can.
group.
6.
Well, no, I will
2
just
turns
go
for
around here and
We
say,
can save
"Hey,
Melo.
come over here," and then you just
We can save Melo.
This is the
And
time
Yana.
to use your fireball, Ira.
Yeah, fireball it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can cast fire.
5. All right. As they all
Might.
run into the fray, it seems that they all need 2 movement actions to get into position, but all 3 of them are now accompanying all of you. So every one of you is going to get a nice little jab from a short sword that they're all carrying. So the first one goes to Grakal for a total of, that'll be 18 to hit.
No.
All right, then the one against Yenna, your giantess. Oof, that'll be a critical hit, it seems, for a total of 29.
I use
Liberating step.
liberating step on her.
All right.
So I scream, "Get back!" As I kind of push her back. She can take a movement if she wants, and she gains resistance 5 against all damage.
All right, which will totally help because a total of 18 points of damage comes in, but it's reduced by 5 to a total of 13. As the short sword the drow comes jumping through 2 of the tents and just jabs the short sword into her elbow, and then you just pull her away, sink, to lessen the blow just a little bit, but she chooses, "No, we stand."
Now then she can. Oh no, never
Then she
mind.
can die.
Yeah, she can like step into the flames, which won't be a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
nice thing to do either.
I was gonna.
Preferably not.
So, at that point, the other drow also comes from the other side and runs up towards you, Allison, as the jab comes towards you for a total of 19 to hit.
Because I cast a shield, that misses.
Yay! As the protective barrier just flashes up and just catches off the short sword without any problems whatsoever. At which point, Grakal, as the trident just left your gap between your armor, you now are in control of your own body again. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna attack the drow first.
All right.
So I'm gonna. Grakal figures like we want to isolate the merchant. We want to knock him out. We want to go. We're on a hunt, right? So the pack is gonna surround the target. So first we kill the others. I use whatchamacallit, my spell, which is weapon search,
All right.
and I use weapon search. So I hold up my spear again, as it shines with radiant light.
It first
right?
retracts from the tree because you threw it.
Yeah, no, it already made like this beautiful curve back into my hand, and it's radiating with light now as I gain one attack and an extra die of damage. And
Very good.
I think we're on the record now that I have not hit a single time I've used weapon search in the
Yeah.
entire campaign.
Let's see
Is
if we
that
can
my
change that.
perception of things, or is
No,
that
No, that's true.
What's your
No, it's true.
perception?
Let's see if we can change that.
Okay, so here we go.
Yeah?
It's a natural one.
The curse continues. The curse
Curse
continues.
continues. Oh my god.
As the misty
I would do
exterior.
so much damage.
We're gonna be ecstatic when you
Yeah.
actually hit with the
Yeah.
weapon search.
I'm saving it for the Maddox.
As the
Yeah.
misty exterior of the swampy area that you are in parts ways just for a moment as a beam of golden sunlight reaches the tip of Grakal's spear. He lifts it up and hits a puddle of water.
Real quick. Yeah, I saw a dragon. I got distracted.
Swamp dragon? Shit! Oh, ground.
It's
and the
me.
glow's gone. And the glow is
Okay, so I then raise my shield
gone. All right. So that's
as
your turn.
I continue to draw attention and take the blows.
Okay. At which point, your giant folk little girlfriend right next to you is having her turn.
Sister.
Sister, sorry.
I mean, he calls many things, but not creepy.
As Yenna, who's
Not
still
Catholic.
as Yenna, who's still just a child as a giant.
Come on. Come on.
I love it.
I did not hear that. I did not hear that whatsoever.
None of us.
So, the small giant,
Going to be a highlight.
guys, the small giantess picks up her large, like, pickaxe sort of weapon, crudely created, and just lifts it up and woof, swings with it wildly towards the merchant, the one who has captured her and her friends all the time ago. Well, while you guys are rolling badly, it seems that your giant friend with a total of a 30 to hit will be able to do some damage. However, which still
Yeah.
won't be a critical hit, I'm afraid.
I feel like because I got her to join us and I'm her friend, I get to take credit for this hit.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Right? Yeah. Because that makes me feel better. I need that, guys.
For a total of, not that much, 9 points of piercing damage as the large pickaxe weapon whiffs through the air and the merchant just barely catches it out of the way, but still gets hit in the shoulder just a little bit. As you can already see a blood splatter beginning to soak through his splint mail armor, and he is just grinning from ear to ear, loving every moment of it. All right, for a total of... All right, after that, we are back to Iroh. Iroh, you are now still holding the change of one of the giant people in your hands. If we can get the battle map a little bit more to the south. As we get Iroh right over there, yes?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
First of all, say something like, "Come with me. I need your help."
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
That's a 26.
26. As the what seems to be like a male in this moment, just like, okay. Not really knowing what's going on, but just like, yeah, go with the flow.
And I consider that both Hannah and Durol are taking the other three, and I'm just gonna take off with the
Okay.
with this one to the battle, where the battle is.
All right. So the two of you are starting. What's your movement speed?
35.
35.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can, with one movement, you can get all the way over there. And then, where would you like to situate yourself? Or would you just like to run into the fray and get into combat?
So how close am I to combat? Can we?
Right now, with one
that
movement, you
off?
can get to the roguish thugs that the Drow group seems to be made of.
No, it's better for me to get him into mounted stance at the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
So that'll be your turn. Very well. After Iroh, we are up to Hannah.
Oh no.
What would you like to do?
Okay. So we freed them.
Yes.
Now,
The
right?
roll just lifted up his gigantic, double-handed organ splitter and just slashed through all the three to change in one big swoop.
Okay. I look at all three of them and I say, "You are no slaves anymore, but I want to ask you to help us. We have a friend of yours over there and a former slave right next to you," and I point at Roll.
Who's just like, well, hi. Go ahead and make a diplomacy check for me.
Well, you took training in diplomacy.
17.
17, as the three of them are just looking at each other a little bit flabbergasted with all of the chaos, as the small crowd of people that were actually buying them is now dissipated to all four directions of the wind, and they are just looking at you. Friend?
Yes, friend. I consider you now as my friend and I want your help to defeat the enemy. We are going to punch the bad guys.
Go ahead and make another diplomacy check for me.
We zullen poensje wit keus.
I want to speak giant. I can't. Oh, that's a 10.
That's a 10.
I'm going. Still no.
Where, friend?
Over there. I call Yenna is over there.
As they all three begin to live up.
I should
Yana!
let her-
Started with like, I was like
Stupid,
trying so hard
yeah.
to not say
Yeah.
it.
At which moment they're just like, and they are seemingly wanting to move over that direction now. That they have learned that their
Great.
friend is there.
Why didn't I start off Yenna?
We got there in the
didn't
end. We
think
got there
about
in the
it.
end.
I didn't
There we
think
go.
about it either.
Okay, so you still got one action left.
Okay, I wanna walk over around the same line. as,
Or you can
Iroh
use that action for Melo.
to get him away.
No, or to help us, because like we're in the fighting right
Well,
now.
yeah, but-
We need your help.
Bard. At least Allison is not fighting right now.
Allison is also in fight.
I am also fighting.
Everybody's
Okay,
fine.
fine. Can we like go over there?
Your cat can flank.
Could we go to the other side? Perfect.
Yeah, but you were like using shield.
Yeah, he can flank
I
for
don't
himself.
want- what I'm thinking- How can I flank, guys?
There's an option over there to walk and then flank with me.
What do you want to do?
Okay, Melo, help them, but don't die.
Better dies.
Well, like statistically speaking, tabletop RPGs have always had this unspoken rule amongst players, where it basically means it's always more fruitful to attack than to do anything else. Like it's this unspoken gameplay rule
I'd rather
because
just
you
let
take
him-
away their attack rules if you succeed.
But he might die though.
But he might die. But he might die if you don't
Terrible.
attack either.
It
So-
will be with honor.
But
I
you
will
want to
flank.
command Melo? Alright, so Melo is jumping into the fray to flank with the Drow. And
we will do the bitey bitey.
okay, go ahead and do the damage for the bitey bitey.
That's
a good roll.
14.
14? 14 is not that such a good roll, I'm afraid. As Melo jumps, just tries to rake it with his. Try to bite the Drow, but the Drow is being nimble and just pushes Melo out of the way onto the ground next to him. But Melo's still in the fray, and now is flanking with this guy. So that's something at least. All right.
And now all the other drow will all go to Melo.
Yeah.
Well, now.
Cry with yellow cord.
Now that your turn has ended, the large group of the other Drow are all having their turns. As first off, let's see. Nope. They're not seeming to notice the slaves that are being freed behind them, and they are just going to see what havoc they can wreak up front with all of you guys.
Good thing there's fire.
Indeed, it is. All right.
Is there like a big wall of smoke that's clouding their vision?
It is. At this moment in time, they have some difficulty to actually get into the fray. So, first off, they are getting out their crossbows.
We took in a good position.
Right. I feel like this could be way less advantageous.
Especially due to the smoke.
And they're going to be flanked. We just need to hold out right now. Hold the line!
3. As the Drow are now taking their positions to find some vantage point for where they can fire their crossbows, but they seem to, first off, they need an action to actually get their crossbows out, and then to move into position. So right now, we can get one shot from all of them. So let's see how this goes. 2 are gonna go to Grakal.
Does the smoke have any impact?
At this moment, no.
Okay, no concealment.
Well, of course, the first one is a natural 20 against Grakal.
Do I have cover?
You do have a little bit of cover, but a natural 20 on the die ain't gonna be enough for that. You have like a what do you call it, like the normal type of cover, so you have a +2 to AC.
Maybe it's just a hit, not a critical hit. Yeah.
I don't think.
A natural 20 will still be a critical hit, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. So, and the second one against Grakal will be a, well, because we need balance in life, that will be a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
That misses, all right. Then one is going to go ahead and go towards Yenna, which will also be a miss with a natural 1. And at that moment, we have 1 against Melo for a total of, let's see, that would be 23.
Yes.
Melo is in cover, maybe?
Yeah, Melo is in the, he has a +2 to his AC.
No.
No? Still hits?
Yeah.
All right. And then 2 are going to go towards Allison. Allison, you also have partially cover. So those 2 will be a 22 to hit.
With the partial cover, I also use my reaction to dance out of the way and dodge this thing.
All right. And the second one will be a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. So we got a crit against Grakal for a total of...
Bring it in, baby. Bring it in.
Yeah, we got this. We got this. 7 plus... let's see.
It's going to be
It's a crossbow shot.
just
So,
below,
Oh, yeah, it's just 7.
30.
Yeah, it's just 7. Although I would like you to make a fortitude saving throw.
there's
just 7.
7 points of damage,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was just like waiting for you to
it's
increase
not
that
wrong.
number
No.
there for a moment.
Well, let's just see what the poison
But I'm
does.
happy about it. Fortitude.
Fortitude saving throw.
God.
24.
24? Nothing. Your draconic blood just burns away any stripe of toxin that might be into your body.
Nice. In contrast to my weapon surge, my fortitude save track
always been
record is good.
Nice. All right. Allison, you're going to take 4 points of damage for the fortitude saving throw of...
natural 20.
Natural 20, nice. Also you, being in the middle of this fight, the adrenaline pumping through your veins is enough to block out any sort of toxin that might otherwise wreak havoc on your body.
In Allison,
And Hannah.
poison attacks you. You attack poison.
You attack poison.
Could it be that like maybe the magic in your blood is like cleansing it or something? Now that it's been activated.
Hell yeah. 3 points of damage towards Melo and his fortitude saving throw of
10.
10. I'm afraid that won't be enough,
His noble blood
as
just
the lethargy
doesn't accept
poison also seems to be
No, we don't
impacting him.
accept-
And he is now slowed 1.
We don't accept the dredges of poison here.
So every time you are going to give Melo his 2 turns, there'll only be 1. Yeah. As the poison seems to be seeping into his body, and you can see him already like getting a little bit heaving, a little bit woozy, as the poison seems to be having effect. I'm sorry. After that though,
You have to him. He did it to you.
Yeah, I mean,
You told me to let him fight. I did, and now he's dying.
I feel like
I
you're
didn't say a
angry
word.
at the guy your boyfriend cheated, or the girl your boyfriend cheated with instead of just the boyfriend. It's kind of like that
No,
situation,
okay,
you
should
know?
have known.
I'm just a bystander. I didn't say a thing.
That's true, but you told me you would die
Yeah,
like
so
a couple of times.
yeah.
Past
Repeatedly. No, past 5
I
minutes.
said it repeatedly last
oh
week.
god. All right.
This.
However, at the end of the round, Dural is now having his turn.
week. Proud of him.
As the slaves are now being freed, he runs also into the fray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way up there. As he just beckons the giant folk behind him, "Come on!" And he leaves out a large roar. As you can again hear like the billowing roar of this half-orc friend of yours in the distance, everybody within 60 feet of him is going to get a +1 status bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Plus,
so that would be
+1.
1, 2, 3,
Attack and damage.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, so everybody. Everybody's getting a +1 to attack and damage rolls. So that's very nice. But that will be his entire turn, at which point the drow also begin to look around and see that this half-orc is now just jumping into the fray with like, hey, he is wearing our clothes, but he doesn't seem that friendly actually. Oh, crap!
Told you.
All right. Then,
You feel vindicated.
Yeah.
So much.
Still,
Called it.
I feel also sad.
Did that stumbling elf maybe make a point? Yes, I.
It seems that is an axe in my back.
and not just axes in your back, but also as the giant folk begin to run into the fray with all of you, they're also seeming to just go at it with fists at this moment. As one of the drows is now reloading his crossbow, takes a look, whoa, 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 wait, and a fist comes flying towards his skull.
Nice.
For a total of 22, which will hit. For a total
excellent
of 4 points of damage.
What was the name of the drow save? The drow
Euphodel.
All right, and the other one also just comes running in with his fisticuffs for, that won't hit, I'm afraid, as just a twig of the tree next to it is just broken off as the drow ducks out of the way. At the other side, however, the drow is also going to take a swing, which will hit for a total of 4 points of damage, as chaos is now completely ensued. The tents are catching fire, the smoke is now billowing up. The merchant is now into a blood frenzy with all of you, but the drow are now being flanked by both sides, by both their former slaves. You guys, complete chaos. The merchant's having their turn. Top of the round, the merchant, now still in his blood frenzy, is just going at it. Grakal, I hope you raise your shield high enough, because the trident is going to come in for a total of 23 to hit.
Ah, that's an exact hit.
Too bad. Second one is going to come in for lower than that, so that will be a miss. And then third attack will be even lower with a -10. So the first attack seems to hit as he gets his trident again, the same gap in your armor, just piercing through towards you.
Yeah.
And there we go. As he has been entering a blood frenzy, he now has a +4 bonus to his damage rolls. So let's see how that goes. That will be a total of 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. I'll take it.
As he's just in his blood frenzy, he opens himself up to attacks, so he gets a -2 to his AC, so it will be a little bit easier to hit, but he hits also a little bit harder against you as his trident is now piercing towards your soft underskin below your scales. Tsink, and he retracts and just tries to jab it a couple of more times without any actual hits in this time. After that, we are back to Allison.
Okay, Allison's gonna try one more time, and then he's just gonna fight. So basically, he's gonna scream this time again. Euphodel made the right choice. You should follow his lead. You will die otherwise. We can't spare you now. We cannot in a bit.
All right, go ahead and make another diplomacy check this time.
Nope.
That was
No?
a long speech.
6 again.
As the drow, who just like catched his short sword off of your shield spell, just spits into your face. You're talking an awful lot for just a piece of dead meat. Ugh, as he goes in for another round of attacks. Burn.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is how Allison, with a +1 in diplomacy, is not
Yeah.
getting anywhere.
He really wants to.
He really wants to, but he's just constantly being stopped.
You
by,
do have your own moral victory at this moment. However, not a victory on the battlefield.
As Allison quickly dodges around the jab from the guy, he's gonna try and jab in the throat back.
All right. So, which one? The one you are flanking?
The flanking
Yeah.
one.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
With my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 24 to hit.
Nice.
That'll hit. He tries to dart out of the way with his nimble, roguish features, but it's not enough.
10 points of damage.
Nice.
And then I recast shield.
All right. So as he stands there, he's trying to pierce your shield spell again. Boom, his sword bounces off, and you see that nice opening to push your rapier through, piercing him in the shoulder. Tsink, quickly retracting, recasting your shield spell to get your defenses up and running again. All right, very good. After Allison, the rogues are having their turn themselves. So the one guy who's being flanked doesn't really like that whole situation. So he is going to take a step and just start flanking you.
Are they level 3 or lower?
They are.
Then they don't have flank.
They do not flank you. All right.
I deny advantage.
As you are just standing there darting between them, they think they're having an advantage on you, but it's not enough. Their skill is outweighed by your own. Okay, so
Very
he's just going to go in for his attack. The
Not
first
high
one will be a 18 to hit,
It misses.
and the second one will be lower than that.
Cool.
All right. Then the one that is now
I
also,
parry all the blades.
King, king,
with
king,
flurry.
as the one from the other side is now also going to go in for his attacks against you, as his friend flanking you, quote unquote, is giving him an adventure, he thinks. As the first one, it's going to be a 10 to hit. Second one is going to be a 9 to hit. And the third one, yeah, it'll be an 8.
Nope.
As these two rogues are just standing there trying to flank you, blades clashing against ching, 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 yours as they're standing. What the hell is this guy? As they try to find
just like a
openings, it just
fencing
doesn't work.
god.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
that's the idea.
Just a whirlwind of steel as you parry every beautiful move without any effort.
Barrier of blades.
Like the thing is, he's constantly dancing, so people just don't know how to react to this. So yeah, it's just for him it's really easy to parry everything.
All right. At this moment, though, there is one last roguish drow who's now still in combat with you, Kukal, and he's just going to go for you as well. For the first attack will be a 20 to hit.
No.
It's
The
kind of
second
actually,
one,
the Witcher fighting style. It's a really dance style.
the second one was a 5 to hit. If I
I
counted
assume
that. Sorry,
that's a
7
miss.
to hit.
You may assume that's a miss.
And the last one is a 17. As the barrier of steel, which Allison is doing via his dancing, is you just being there as a beautiful tortoise with your shield in front, just blocking all the hits without any effort. Nice. After that, we're back to Kukal.
All right, sweet. Yeah, let's get to work on that,
Hell yeah.
shall we? So, it's going to be a spear attack on the drow rogue.
All right.
Or we can form a little flanking train there. No, I'll get the rogue. I like holding the line over here.
All right.
So I'm going to spear him, or try to. And that's going to be a 25.
Ooh, that'll hit, yeah.
So let me get out my wonderful little D8 here.
Again, also this rogue tries to dodge out of the way, but even with the bonus of his nimble dodge, it's not enough to jump completely out of the way of your spear as it hits him nicely square in the chest. He tries to push back, but the spear is too long.
It's going to be 6 damage.
6 points of damage.
Natural
All
1
right.
on the damage die, but I'll take it.
Seems that he did dodge just a little bit out of the way.
Right? Okay, so we're going to make attack number 2.
Okay,
I'm just
go
gonna
for
keep
it.
going for it.
Again on the roguish figure?
Yeah.
All
We
right.
will intimidate later. And that is plus 10 minus 5 ends up on an 11.
11, which won't be enough, I'm afraid.
Now, so I'm just going to raise my shield again, and I'm going to stay ready. No, Grakal isn't going to scream anything, just grinning, grunting as he gets hit. But this is perfect. Plan.
All right.
All according to improvised plan.
All according to the chaos.
Yeah,
Very well.
we make it up as we go along, and it seems to go pretty well.
Until now, you guys are surviving. Now, Yenna, the giant folk woman just beside you, is taking her turn, as she is just going to stand there and, yeah, she's going to go for the merchant man. Like, this
Makes
is the
sense,
guy.
makes
This is
sense.
the guy who has enslaved her and her friends, her family before. Like, this is the guy who is going to meet the pointy end of her large pickaxe weapon. She attacks with her ogre hook for a total of, let's see, that will be a 28.
Where to hit is
And-
great too.
Yeah, and she's rolling well.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
And that's nice because with the merchant being in his blood frenzy, his armor class is lowered, and this makes it a critical hit.
Nice.
So yeah,
I am so proud of her.
for a
Yeah.
total of 7 to 14 for 21 points of damage.
Probably proud of. I'm proud. You're proud of your little sister.
No, he's just dating her mom. That's just the case.
Equally.
As the blood frenzy of the merchant now also begins to shatter a little bit, because when he entered the blood frenzy, he also got temporary hit points of just being in there with adrenaline rushing through his veins. Yeah, those temporary hit points are gone and then some, as the pickaxe just is hidden over her head and just like, oh, she almost falls back and woof, as the merchant is just trying to pierce you once again. Instead of that, he is pierced right in his shoulder, and you can actually see the grin leaves his face for a moment until he just looks at her. Oh, you shouldn't have done that, my girl. As he now begins to be very angry at her, but she still has 2 actions left. No, you down! And she goes in for another attack.
Can I?
Oh, what would you like to do?
No. First take the attack. I'll interject.
Which this
later.
time will be a miss, as the merchant heightens his trident and king just catches the weapon between 2 of its teeth. Crink! She retracts and just goes for it once again. Natural 1 on this one, as again, the weapon is just pushed from her hand and she's now a little bit uneven on her footing and she needs to take a moment to stand back for a next round of attacks.
So I scream at this point. Grakal screams, "Brah! Go! On the drow! Now!"
Go! As Yana remembers the war cries that you have taught her last time.
Yeah, and I want to direct her at the drow now instead of the merchant.
Indeed. Go ahead and make a straight up charisma check for me.
17?
17, yeah, more than high enough. You have the feeling that Yana is listening to you and she's going to attack the drow now. Because tactics. That's good.
Because Bragao.
All right. With Yana out of the way, we are back to Iroh and his newfound friend.
Yeah. So I say to my newfound friend, attack drow, help Yenna. So it's easy. I heard
He just
you.
overheard you.
Oh. I mean, we're not that far apart. After which
you were
I get closer to the drow.
All right. First off, as you guys are walking here, you say, get Yana, kill drow.
Kill drow, help Yenna.
Kill drow, get Yana. All right. Go ahead and make a diplomacy check for me real quick.
Net 20.
Net 20. As the guy is just standing there with the chain in his hands, like his hands still bound by the chain that you just got in your hands, and he just said, Yana! Poof, and he breaks his chain and goes into the fray. All right.
I
what would
will
you like
come
to
to
do?
the drow. I'm now in mountain stance, so I'm now 30 feet.
6. So this is 30
That's okay.
feet.
I yell, run if you want to live.
Go ahead and make another diplomacy check.
Or intimidation.
Or intimidation, sorry, yes.
Intimidation.
Whichever one is highest for you.
That's this, so that's an 18.
18.
Nice.
As the drow are now just darting around with their eyes, looking at each other. Still no effect as of now, but they seem to be a little bit less sure of their whole surroundings. All right, so that was your turn?
That's 3 turns, yeah.
Very good. Hannah, what would you like to do?
First I yell to Melo, flank! He will flank with Elephant.
So all the way over there?
Yeah.
All right. That's his turn because he's still
Yeah,
slowed.
I know. And I...
Does he get to make a fortitude
Yeah, at
save?
the end of the turn.
Wait, I have to show the electric arc, because that's... Where is it? Okay. Do I... No, I don't make it. Okay, I will run up to the guy next to the...
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way over there.
I have 35 feet.
Oh, 35. Oh, okay. So then you easily make it. Pushing through the ferns.
I want to be close to the
Drow.
evil.
Oh, so right over there?
guy. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, maybe
Evil
flank.
flank?
Can I flank?
With 35 feet, I think you could, because that would mean like 1, 2, yeah, easily. Yeah.
That's it.
All right. So Hannah just runs into the fray with her staff raised, ready to wreak some havoc. Now flanking this one drow who just had like the moment that he was reloading his crossbow, poof, and just got knocked inside the head, and now a little bit dizzy can see Hannah also running into the fray. Very good. All right. After Hannah, we get
Oh,
to.
wait, fortitude saving throw.
Yes. Sorry. Fortitude saving throw for Melo.
Oh, no.
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 That's
No.
As Melo is now
Centipede situation.
centipede situation coming in. As Melo is now slowed 2 and is basically unable to do anything.
Great. Should have left.
I'm sorry.
Away.
Is he still flanking though?
Technically
It's not
he's
stunned,
just
right?
slowed, so I would say yes, he's still flanking.
I will drag him away if I need to.
All right. At this moment though, the drow are having their turn. Let's first off see what happens. All right. For now at least, as they give each other a little bit of a scared look, they still just pull out their weapons and go into for a fight. So, this one
They had their chance.
runs up. Alright, as Iroh, this one drow just stands in front of you, still one rapier in his hand. He just comes up to you and goes in for a skewering attack for a total of 13 to hit.
Nope.
As you just push him back his hands, the stabbing motion misses completely. Then the other two are going to try and do the same to their giant loose slave, which will be a critical hit and a normal hit. So that will not be a good time.
Good thing they're giants. Probably Buffy.
9 plus
They're children.
6
Next thing Wouter says, they're dead.
Yeah, they all just die now, right now.
Good thing they're Buffy, they're dead. Oh no.
For a total of 15 points of damage from the 2 attacks. So even with a crit, that's not too bad. However, he is now just bleeding profusely as one of the piercing attacks actually pierced completely and now leaves this big open wound, which is not a good time whatsoever. All right, that is that side. Then at the other side, the drow are now just also running in. Hannah,
No.
they are just going to form a battle line at this moment as he sets one stab. And so that they can get each other back a little bit, you are going to get one attack for a total of a natural 20.
That's a no.
Yup. It was a normal attack though, because he didn't want to do a skewer attack on you. That will be a total of 11 points of damage for the rapier, as he just sets a step back as you run into the fray, and he can stab you just like in the lower point of your leg, tsink, as he pushes away, and now also gets in one stab at the giant folk person just next to him. For that'll be a big miss. As the other two drow are now also just going in for attacks. The first one is going to go in for, wow, that's another critical hit on the giant. Yeah, low armor classes for giants.
First round they won, second round we won, third round they're definitely winning again.
Miss, and the last one is going to in for a skewer attack. Okay,
I hit once for 6 damage.
but the skewer attack seems to be the only one that's actually connected. So a lot of math on this one for 9 points of damage. That is all she wrote. Alright, so the drow are now forming this battle line with you as the 3 rogues together with the merchant are combating up front in the campsite itself. Chaos ensues. After that we go to Dural, who is going in for a nice little attack right over here.
Dural's bonus stays?
Dural's bonus, as he now again begins to billow out a normal war cry, bonus stays again for this round as well.
Okay, perfect.
He will not flank.
Oh wait, if he's only going to take, yeah, over there. For, yep, with a natural 16 on his die,
That should
with
work.
a plus 10 to hit, that'll be, that just won't be a critical hit, I believe. No, it just will be. Yeah, with the flanking bonus. Yep, 26 against 16. Woohoo! So that. All right, for a total of 26 points of damage.
Holy
As
shit.
Roll just runs in with his large orc neck splitter, the giant folk people now also running into the fray. He feels invigorated as he has freed a couple of slaves together with all of you. He just runs into the fray completely and utterly joyful at the sight of these enemies before him. As sink, the orc neck splitter makes his name be heard, and one of the drow just topples over with his head being split from his neck. There we go. First dead drow on the ground, and he's now just having his large orc neck splitter in his other hand, letting his eyes go over the next drow, his next target for his next round.
I feel like we should have a talk about NPCs overshadowing us.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I was like, we're really rolling bad.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
rolling bad.
Like all the NPCs are like level 2.
It's not your fault.
All
No,
level
I
two.
know. It's not your fault. It's just our terrible rolls right now. Or
Let's
attack
see.
rolls
Well,
specifically.
You're terrible.
Top of the round.
I'm rolling pretty good.
Top of the round though, so let's see if this round can change it a little bit. As the merchant is just going to be there, and he is going to unleash his first attack on Yenna next to you, as he didn't really like the large pickaxe weapon into his shoulder this time, which is going to be a 22 to hit, so that'll be a normal hit. Then the second attack is going to go against Yugrikol
Okay.
for a total of, that'll be 20 to hit. Misses, nice. And his third attack is going to go in for a lot lower than that against you also. So, as the merchant was just pushing the pickaxe weapon off of him and just lessening Yenna's balance a little bit, he again finds a little place to jab his 3 trident pointed weapon into the chest of this large giant person next to you for a total of this die. All right, so that's a 1 on the die.
I use Liberating Step.
Ooh, nice.
So she gets resistance 5 again.
All right. Still though, this brute of a man still gets through with a couple of points of damage, because now with the +4 to his damage rolls, he still has a total of 9 points of damage, but it's reduced to 4.
Nice.
So that is nice.
That's good.
As Yenna, still as the large bulky giantess that she is, she has a couple of hit points, so she's still doing fine at this moment. That was his turn. Then we are back to Allison as the fight continues.
All right. So Allison is going to use this flanking to his advantage and try to first with his rapier, then with his short sword.
Okay. Do you want to hit the guy? Oh wait, the flanking guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also the guy that you already damaged
Rapier
before.
misses.
Ah, too bad.
Short sword is a natural 15 for a. That's a 22.
22. As he uses his reaction to nimbly step out of the way, it's still not enough. Can you hit him?
It's 11 damage.
11 points of damage. Nice. With a good solid hit on this drow rogue, you manage with your magical short sword to sink, just slash a nice little gash through his armor, and you can now see the blood welling up in it, and you can already see that he is getting a little bit pale as a lot of
Getting pale?
blood. Yeah.
Given that all the archers are currently in combat, Allison's going to try one more time. See if you can get this one out.
Yeah, basically all these people had like short swords and small hand crossbows that they used, but now their hand crossbows are a little bit useless as they're just in melee combat with everybody.
Natural one.
Natural 1. You overextend just a little bit to get that last hit in, but it misses.
Yep.
Too bad, too bad. All right. After which, the rogues are having their turn. So, let's see what happens here. First off, for Gokal, you are just going to get another barrage of attacks in. For the first one, Jesus, first one in 29 to hit.
That is not a crit, but that is
But
a
it is a
hit.
hit. All right. Second one, very low. And the third one, even lower than that. So, you do get a total of 4 points of damage in, as he still again finds this small little nick in your armor and just jabs his short sword in it for 4 points of damage.
All right.
And
I
oh,
shield block to negate all
as your
that.
shield.
Oh no, I actually already. Oh no, this is a new.
This is a new
I
round.
already used a reaction, like previously, for the attack of the merchant on the giantess.
Oh, right,
So I
yes.
cannot use my reaction. Never mind. So 4 damage.
4 points of damage it is. All right. After which, the other 2 drow are still quote unquote thinking they're flanking Allison, so they're going to go in for their attacks. First, the guy on the bottom. First attack is going to be a 22.
Yeah,
Hits. All right. Second is going to be 17.
Nope.
And third one is going to be 18. All right. Then the guy up top is also going to go in for his attacks. First one is low. Second one is even lower. And the third one will be a 14, so that will also miss.
Yep.
As again, the dance of Allison, king, 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 king. Eventually you can see already that one blade comes towards you and you just have to take the hit in to continue your dance and not get hit 5 more times after that. So you just take the damage for a total of 3 points of damage. Sorry, 5 points of damage. Okay. Excuse me.
If anyone's squeamish, look away now.
Oh god.
One of my lenses popped out, so I'm just gonna take out the
Aw.
other one as well. There we go.
So you are now
Now you're
blinded?
blind.
Yes, Charlie
Recall is
blinded
not
one. But actually not seeing your faces actually makes me function better, so...
Thank you.
We love you too.
So Grukal, I just forgot that you got 2 critical hits in, so you are dead now. And, all right, but that seems to be all that the rogues can muster at this moment in time. Still, they're thinking that you're flat-footed, trying to get their sneak attack damage in, but they can't, as Allison's blade dance is just too much for them. Nice. All right, then after them we are back to Grukal.
All right, so I can't not raise my shield. I can't go into a rage right now because I don't want to lower my AC. I feel like that's not a very prudent thought. So I'm just gonna go at it.
All right.
So the merchant is taking a lot of damage.
The merchant just got this one very big solid hit in from Yenna, but that's about it.
So he's
So,
not.
yeah, he has like his blood
fine,
frenzy gave him
so-
some temporary hit points, and Yenna with her beautiful cast pointy thing spell just dispelled that completely, and now he's also bleeding. He has like one big chunk of health missing, but still,
It's not that bad. Okay.
he is the big boss of this encounter, of course. So yeah, you know
Alright.
he has some hit points.
So then we're gonna go for the drown.
All right.
Wait. Okay. So I had a recurring nightmare as a child about like I used to go camping, right? And a recurring nightmare was that I had taken a branch from a campfire with me into the tent and it got lit on fire. I want to like, can I do something like? Yeah, I know. Can I like do something like? There's a tent burning right next to me. Just stick my spear in there and then just like woof the burning tent over the two of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
thought of that too, but then using Mage Hand, like, can I pull a tent onto a drow?
Go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
That would be a 30.
30.
Oh.
As you are standing here, just this large tortoise of a dragonborn armor-clad warrior, just boom, 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 getting all the hits. You take a look to the side with your spear. Just I will give you, let's say, just roll a d4 for fire damage that both of them are taking right now.
Both of them, nice.
Yeah, it's like
that's a large
4
tent.
by 4, yeah. That would be 2.
2 points of fire damage. All right, as this entire tent is now just laying over them, right over there.
Flames.
Flames magically
Will
also
follow.
will follow. There we go. All right, so 2 points of fire damage to both of them.
Yeah.
All right. And right now, as they are a little bit caught unaware by this, they're now covered in a tent, and we'll see what they have to do at their next turn as you completely obliterated their like acrobatics DC to jump out of the way, and you are now just covering them in burning soot and mud and whatever, and they're not having a good time.
Are they also
Sweet.
flat-footed?
Well, at this moment in time, they would be, yes.
Sweet. So then I'm
they're
gonna
just
go
steam
for the
cooking.
drow again. That counted as an attack, I assume.
Yeah, well, I'll have to
Totally.
give you that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a spear attack on the drow.
All right. As you can clearly see the outline of his body just pushing through the all the cloth, you can pretty much see where he is. So
Let's try and stab the guy. That's not a great roll. That's a 13.
13. As it seems that you catch the person inside the tent, it's not enough to actually pierce through his leather armor also, and it just scratches off.
Fair. I'll take it. I raise my shield again.
All right.
I have taken 32 damage already.
Yeah. You're
So I need to stay on the defensive for now.
All right. So after Grikal, Yenna is, and she remembers what you said. Next to that also, as this giant woman may not actually have object permanence yet, the merchant is now disappeared from her view, so she's now going to pivot and go at it towards the drow next to her.
Nice.
All right, so Yenna is just with her large pickaxe weapon. Merchant gone. Oh wait, drow, yes. Needs to think for a moment, goes in for,
No.
yep,
Drow.
23. That'll hit. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. 2 hits. The first and the
Nice.
second one, and the third one hit.
NPC is definitely overruling us.
I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
alright.
No. Like Yenna, like I said, I take credit for every hit.
Yeah,
Yenna
yeah,
gets
you
in
get all
there.
these experience points.
Yeah.
So excuse me, Grikal is now level 5, you were still level 3? No.
But I
I-
released like 3.
I would be okay with
so-
that.
Yeah, and
They're
they
still
have
doing
not
stuff.
done. Have they?
They've
killed
hit,
anything?
well, not hit.
And
Alison
Alison is
killed
doing
hit.
really good, and I'm doing really good as well.
So you're taking Alison.
I'm doing a
XP.
good tank-ish thing, but
However-
charisma is not going well.
One person who is not doing fine is the drow that is still like attacking Allison, at which point he can actually hear as a small mountain, the giant that's next to him, and just begins to pummel him into submission until the body no longer moves.
Whoa!
Insta-kill.
Yep. Well, 2 hits.
Heavy.
Yeah, 2d10 plus 14 total damage.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
brutal.
You got a good friend with you.
Damn.
Hey, you fought her before.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that hurt.
So that's Yenna's turn.
Made
Iroh,
of
you're up.
sense.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna flurry of blows, try to hit him twice.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna start off with that.
Not throw another tent on top of them.
Yeah, his
No,
mage
they're-
hand is so far, like the tent is a little bit too far away, I'm afraid.
Ooh.
That's too heavy.
The first one is only a 11.
11 will not hit, I'm afraid.
Oh, but the second one might. The second one is a 21.
21 will hit,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there will be 6 points of damage.
Nice.
After which I will. Oh yeah.
From Durrell.
So it will be 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Very, very nice.
Maybe write it next to your sheet.
I have it here. And I'm
Maybe it doesn't
gonna
work.
daze him
Okay.
as well.
As the drow person is just standing there
Listen.
as this, like, look, sir, what do you do? What the hell? As you're still clad in his sort of clothing, it seems that he still thinks that you are a friend of him until you actually just pummel him into the stomach right away.
And then I say, listen.
As he makes his will save for a total of, that'll be 14.
14. So he doesn't make it. So that will be 2 points of damage.
2
3
points.
points of damage.
3
because
points of
I
damage.
get the extra point. Yeah.
Well, all right, as you just stand there and listen. Ow! But he isn't stunned?
Instant hangover. He isn't stunned. No, he
You
has to be
cast
critical.
hangover on him.
Yeah.
Nice. He shakes it off and just goes in for a round of attacks when he has the time. Was that your entire turn?
Yeah, that's
All right. Then we go to Hannah.
I changed it to a bear.
Blarg! Bear incoming.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I was looking forward to this. Rip them apart.
Go for
The
it.
only thing I can do right now is like bite one
Feast
time.
on their flesh.
I see no fault in this.
As Hannah was already attacked by a rapier to like your hind leg, you just go with it and fall forward onto all fours. But as you fall forward, it is not hands that touch the ground, but large bear claws. As fur begins to erupt from your entire body until a large, like velvet red bear with bearing teeth just stands in front of these drow, and they're just looking at each other like, okay, maybe we should have run, but yeah.
Maybe.
Fuck. All right.
And I bite him.
Okay, you bite him.
Bite,
Bite
bite.
him.
You bite him.
Bite him.
The flanking one or the not flanking one?
Oh, I'm flanking
Yeah.
one. I do the flanking one.
The bear looks over to the one guy who's a little bit like looking at two sides at once. Small target.
It's a totally valid answer.
Natural one.
Yay!
When you were
PC's doing great.
when you were explaining how Hannah looks, it just sounded like the bear equivalent of a red velvet cake.
But as you
That's
just
every form of
jump
that.
into it, you completely bite out of the shit of a little bit of mud, which is now in your mouth, and you spit it on the ground. A small like hole is now in the ground next to the drow, quickly filling up with swamp water already as the entire thing is. Go ahead and make a fortitude saving throw for me, please.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a terrible night. 12.
Wow.
12. It tastes awful, and from the other side of the battlefield, you can hear a bear.
Have you ever seen like an animal that has licked something and really doesn't like that?
Basically, this. Just yeah.
Yeah, it like gets trying to get out of the tongue.
And I'll do a fortitude saving throw for melee, I guess?
Yes, to see what happens.
Oh man, finally! That's 23.
23. As Melo gets a little bit of movement back into his body, he is now back to being slowed 1.
God damn it.
Yeah. Poisons be creepy, man. Alright. After Hannah's turn, we are to the Drow warriors, who are now standing there. They're still fighting. Yeah. Okay.
Morale's high.
As this guy is going to walk around just a little bit, all the way over there, so that they are flanking. So, Iro, hope you're ready for business. Oh, my camera is a
It's
little
already
bit-
good.
Yeah,
It's
we
good
just
now?
fixed it.
Yay, thank you. So, Iro, hope you're ready for this.
Born ready.
First attack is going to be a 14.
Nope.
Second one is going to be a 7.
Yet.
Then the other guy, also flanking you, is going to be, the first one is a 14.
Nope.
Second one is going to be a,
7.
no, it's more. This is 16.
Nope.
And the third one, last one, is going to be that'll be a 7.
No.
We got them. We got both of them.
God damn it. At the other side, though, there are 2 drow now also being in combat. The first one, who was already in combat with you, Hannah, is just now seeing you turn into a bear crap, and he's going to try and skewer you, going in for a total of, that's a natural 1. As you were just like eating the ground, he sees your head, he's going to go for your head, as you reach back, and the rapier just pierces the ground a little bit. Damn it! And he just goes in for the second normal
I
attack.
just see Hannah just spitting the mud into his face.
The second hit will be an 8, so I think an 8 will miss also. And then the other drow is just going to go in for attacks against, well, everybody that is attacking him. So the first one is going to be Dural for a total of 19, which will still miss. And then against the 2 giants, the first one, nope. And the second one, nope. Like, literally, I had, all these drow warriors seem to be very frightened because I haven't rolled 1 double-digit number in this entire round of combat for them. So that's good for you. After that, we are back to Dural, who is just going to go at it with his large orc neck splitter again. As he billows once more to also inspire all of you to go at it at your finest. He is going to see if we can do something, and that'll be flanking. We'll make it a hit for a total of death. So, as that drow warrior is now also zing, and just goes in for the next.
This is perfect. The thing is, I take the damage so that Dural doesn't have to.
Yeah.
I would feel so guilty if NPCs died because of us. Like, my character dying, NPCs dying because of me.
So, Dural, billowing his large half-orcan voice, he just mows down one drow and then goes in for the next one, but the next one with his rapier catches his orc neck splitter and parries the blow away. Still now raising his large rapier against, well, all of his assailants right now.
Does his inspiration thing not cost an action?
It does.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Then indeed, that last attack didn't hit because he didn't make it. Because he needed to move. Indeed. I'm sorry. I was
There's
cheating.
just 1 drow with a bear, Dural, and 2 giants.
As the 2 giants, one of them is now just going to attack the drow which is standing in front of her. So she's just going to go in for 1 miss, and that'll be a, let's see, 2 miss, 3 misses, as just haymakers go wide, as the drow is now completely driven into a corner, backing into the ferns, trying to get all the blows out of the way, trying to just stay alive, as the other giant is just looking over and just begins to scream, Yana! Yana! And he sees her, and he just runs up
Through the flames.
and begins to speak in Jotun towards her.
What does she say?
We missed you. The tribe is complete again. Let us be free. And that's his entire turn. All right. After that, we are back to the merchant, who is just going to try and trying to rip open the tent, which is now covering him. God damn it. Yeah, no, that'll still work. As he just rips a burning hole open and rips it. You will pay for the damaging all of my merchandise.
2 hands, that means he had to drop his trident.
No, he's just like holding the trident in one. It's a little bit cinematic, just a little bit cinematic. All right, as he goes in for his other 2 actions to go in for attacks against you. The first one, yeah, is going to be a 30.
It hits.
But it's not a crit, I think, right?
No, not at all.
Right.
Unfortunately.
And the second one, ooh, geez, that'll be
Critting
a 24.
That hits.
All right. As the
I don't
trident
like this
comes
game
in-
anymore.
As the trident comes in 2 times for a total of 6 plus 12 is 18 points of damage.
What's the separate?
Oh, the first one was 7 and the second one was 11 points of damage.
I block 5 to 7
All right.
with my shield block.
As you get a small dent into your shield, as the trident is just piercing your entire shield at one point and also stabbing into your arm just a little bit. He then retracts it, clink. You also pushed a little bit off balance with the pull on your shield. He now has another opening as he goes in for it. And pierces you with a trident and twists it nicely before pulling it out, gushing blood over your entire armor set. Good times. Are you still up?
I have 2 HP left.
Ooh, that's nice. As the blood frenzy is beginning to curl over his smile once again, as he now sees his quarry being like submitted into the dust just the way he likes it. All right, Allison,
I will try.
you're up.
All right.
Hearing a giant folk next to you from the other side, you're still flanking this one drow.
Yeah, how badly wounded? He was really badly
Yeah,
wounded,
he was
right?
badly wounded.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna try and attack with my short sword against
All
it,
right.
so it has a higher chance to hit, which I needed for a total of 18.
18? 18 will just miss, I'm afraid.
Flanking?
Yep, as he dodges out of the way, you can get a +2 circumstance bonus. Yeah. Fuck. Nimble dodge.
In the initiative, who's faster, Melo or the drow?
Melo is just before the drow warriors, all the way to the all the way down.
Oh, this
but
roguish
the
figure.
roguish guys who are just after you.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll just try and attack it.
Okay,
once
go ahead.
more.
I see
20?
20. This time, unable to nimbly dodge a second time out of the way, you catch him at 1 foot and you can just barely hit him right over there.
11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. And with that, you push your blade into the wound that was left there by your short sword, twist it one time, and with one last big gush of blood, his eyes go lull, and he falls to the ground, unconscious, bleeding out, dead.
And I'm gonna stand next to Recall, hope that they will try and hit me instead of him.
All right, standing right over there. At this moment, the last drowish rogue figure is having its turn. Now also being covered in the tent, he's going to go and try and release himself, which he also succeeds. As you can see, just as you enter the fray over there, Allison, his short sword is just cutting through the entire tent, and he's now also standing there. Although you can see one thing, that as the light just beside him is pretty bright from all of the fire, it seems that this drow person has a little bit of a hard time seeing. So let's see, right over there.
Yeah, light sensitivity.
Yep. As right now, with all the fire beside him, he can only like squint just a little bit, and he goes in for an attack against, let's see, because right now he is blinded. Okay, so that'll be Allison, which will be...
First flat 5, right? Then
oh right, that's blinded. First to see if he can actually hit, and then go in for the one. Yes. Well, the first one to the flat 5 to see if he could actually target you was a 19.
Okay.
But the second one, as he can actually make the attack roll, it's only a 15 to hit.
Okay.
As the short guard goes wide, and he then goes in for one last Hail Mary attempt against you, Allison. Again, making the flat 5, but his second hit is going to go in for a 16 to hit.
yes.
As he's just mostly just combating the flames around him more than he is actually combating you. You can easily just like pick out his few sword blows that would actually make contact with you, parrying them without any effort. All right, that was the rogue. Grakul, on your last legs, what do you want to do?
I'm just quickly looking up what. Okay.
Allison
So-
is nodding you backwards a bit, like he's just moved back.
Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? I'm gonna go into a rage.
All right.
So I gain 5 bonus HP, I lose some AC, and I gain some extra damage. Yeah, the dragon blood is just boiling. I've been trying to hold it back, you know, to try and keep Yenna safe, but last leg situation, I just see red. I can't think. So sorry, Allison. Recall doesn't see you as he just lets go of the spear, right? And just reaches for the merchant. So I'm gonna. I don't know. Does he seem more like a reflex guy or a fortitude guy to you guys? Fortitude. So I want to target his reflex.
Or in a trident, right? How flexible looking is this guy?
At this moment, hard to say.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna make a little guessing game out of it. So I will go for his reflex.
Alright.
Which means that I'm going to try and disarm him.
Alright.
So I make an athletics check against his
Reflex DC. Okay, reflex DC of 20.
Oh, that's gonna be easy. So 26.
For disarm, you need a crit to actually.
Yeah,
disarm
to
him,
actually disarm him. So that means I get a +2 on my next attempt to.
Yeah.
Alright,
And
so
he,
disarm him.
and he gets a -2 on his attack rolls from this point on, because he's not having a grip right.
okay. So as you just drop your spear, the merchant is now also having a little bit of a dazed moment. It's like, wait, what is he going to do? As you just start wrestling with his weapon in his hands, and he just lets go by one hand at one moment, and then tries to get a nice grip on it, and he's just fumbling with it right
Yeah,
now.
so we're just like we're kind
Back
of
and forth,
fighting over
yeah.
the trident. I raise my shield though to like try and keep his attacks out.
As you just pull him against your shield,
Yeah.
bash him with the shield once, twice, just to try and knock it out of his hands, but he has a firm grip on it still.
Perfect. Yeah, so I just want to keep him distracted like
Alright.
that.
Very good. So, that was your entire turn?
That was my entire turn.
At which point Yenna is having her turn. As she can see her friend next to her, she just... Urga! Rrr, look! Weapon! Rrr," as she goes for the merchant once again.
I scream, keep him alive!
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
13.
13, as she seems to acknowledge you at this moment, but unsure of how she can go for that course of action. She needs to think it over just a little bit. Like at the moment that she can...
Suspense in action.
Yeah, like, Yenna's not someone who would actually like easily do non-lethal damage. So she probably just gonna be like, oh, if I'm gonna hit him once more, he'll be dead, then I wait. Something like that. Okay, the first hit, although, goes in for a total of 20 to hit.
Nice.
And with his blood frenzy at this moment, that's enough to hit him. All right, so then the second one is gonna go for a 22, which will hit again. And Jesus, a 20 on the last one.
Wow.
Yeah. Last one was a natural 18. One before that was a natural 15, I believe. Good stuff all around. 13. Jesus.
Yenna's doing a great job.
Yeah. Yenna is
Yes, sir.
Yenna is buying her freedom back in blood.
I mean, as a friend.
Instead of melee.
As the large pickaxe weapon just comes into like curves around your shield where you are pulling the merchant against him, and he just like whack, whack, whack into his side 3 times as he still tries to keep hold of his trident. I will deal with you later, little girl. First, let me kill this fucking lizard! As the merchant is trying to get his trident back. Alright, that was Yenna. Iroh, you're up.
I'm gonna try to hit him twice again in a flurry of blows.
Alright.
The one flanking me, so not standing next to the giant.
Okay, yes.
Yep. So the first one is a natural 1,
Ah,
and the second one will probably hit. That will be a 19.
19, yeah, 19 will definitely hit.
I think we've already had like 5 or 6
20
natural
actually.
ones.
Yeah,
Between us.
we've had a lot once, yeah.
That's 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage, alright.
And I will daze him again by saying, run!
That's a natural 1.
He gets 2 points of damage and he is stunned 1.
Like, and at that moment,
3 points of damage and he is
oh,
stunned
3
1.
points.
Because Dural, yeah.
Yeah.
At which moment he just stands there
Yep.
and he wants to run away, but like, I can't. As he just like shakes a little bit, like the headache too much, just paralyzing completely.
Is he stunned 1 or?
Yeah, he's stunned
Yeah,
1.
so he's stunned, so he just loses 1 complete round. Right?
Yeah,
So
Alright.
1 a complete round?
I think.
Right?
I
Or
think it's just
action.
1 action.
It's 1 action.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He can look that up.
First
while
off,
we're-
Hannah.
Not my problem.
I do the bitey.
You do a de bitey? Okay.
Use the body, body.
You're flanking him already, so go ahead.
It's 20.
20, yeah, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage on that one.
Yeah. This 2d8.
Yeah, so 1 action.
Alright.
You lose each turn the amount of actions that you are stunned, basically.
10 damage.
10 points of damage. Nice. As the large bear mouth just comes in and clasps on his arm. He pushes it away, blood welling up all over it, dripping from all of the different wounds that he already got. First from a few fist attacks, then now from you from a bite.
I'll bite him again.
Okay, you go and bite him again.
Nom nom nom.
Munch, munch, munch.
Oh, that's sad. That's 11.
11 won't hit, I'm afraid. He's now just animalistically just fighting for his own survival, dodging to the left, dodging to the right, getting you away, just smacking you on the head with like the not pointy end of the rapier, just like a whip to get you away from him.
Well, that makes me more angry. So I'll do it again.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. All right, go ahead. No? Yeah. As you can still keep the large bear form at bay at this moment. All right. After Hannah, our drow compatriots are having their turns. So, first off, the one that was stunned one loses one action, just going to use the other two to go ahead and stab you with one skewer attack. Going for, yep, that's a 25.
Got away.
Ah.
I hate it when that happens.
At which point you take 7
damage,
points of damage and
No props.
2 points of persistent bleed damage.
Oh,
And you can roll
so
another
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage total. And from now on each of your turns, you get a d6 bleeding damage as the rapier just pierces your torso completely, and now blood is welling up on both sides. Not having a good time.
8.
8. As Melo is again slowed 2 right now, and just getting the drowsiness a little bit back. Big oof.
Cat's not having a fun time.
Yeah.
The other drow is also going to try and skewer you, Iroh, from the other side, which will be a 27 to hit.
That's not okay. That will hit. Yeah.
For a total of 5 points of damage, as another wound from the other side is now also welling blood, and you are now taking 2d6 each turn of persistent bleed damage,
Does that stack? Oh, that's painful.
which is a very nice situation to be in for them, not for you. And then he is going to try and just go at you again for a last Hail Mary attack with his dagger in his other hand, which is gonna go for a, let's see, that'll be 14, so that'll miss. All right. After that, we have the one last drow person all the way to the right, who is, yeah, just going at it. One attack against Dural. Nope. One attack against our giantess friend right over there. Nope.
These
And
guys
one attack
definitely
against the
destined
bear
for staying alive.
for a total of 16.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, misses. All right, as just the rapier goes wide while he's into the fray. Okay, and those were all the turns that the drow might take, going all the way back to the merchant. As the merchant is now being battered against the shield of Grakal, getting assaulted from the one side, he is going to, yeah, just go at it. Blood Frenzy dictates that he does one thing and one thing well, and that is attack.
So -2 on the attack rolls.
-2 on the attack, for a total of, let's see, with the -2, that'll be, wow, math is hard. The 23.
It's a hit!
Oh. And with that, the merchant unreaves his trident and just smacks you over the head with it. A small little gash on your side of the face, enough to actually get you down on your knees, unconscious as your head hits a rock.
Hold up. I have 5 bonus HP, and I can still shield block.
Oh wait.
So-
Okay.
We'll
So the
have to
damage.
see.
So the damage that you get is, okay. So that's a natural. That's a 1 on the damage die, which will be a total of 7 points of damage.
So I block 5 of that.
All right.
So that becomes 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And
shit.
my shield takes 2 damage as well. So I'm still up. I still have 5 HP.
As the trident hits the side of your face, the merchant is already grinning, thinking that you go down, but you just stumble and get back up all the way into his face as he and just goes in for other attacks. The second one gonna come in for still with the -2, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's basically
still,
until my turn again.
Yeah. All right. So that'll be a 19 to hit,
Yes.
and the third one going in for that would be a 12 to hit.
Good. Still stand.
And Grakal is
Still
still
up.
standing. You're still standing.
Yeah.
Allison, you're up.
All right. Allison is gonna drop his rapier
Okay.
on the ground as he pulls out one of his capsules and just stabs it in your side.
thank you.
He's gonna try and go, like, you need the HP. So he's gonna try and make a harder DC.
All right.
Have a gamble a bit.
Yeah, see what happens.
Take your medicine.
Otherwise, I will not remember how I went down, and it'll be fine.
I need an 11 on this die.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Nice.
So that's quite a lot, actually.
That is perfect timing for a natural 20 here, Max.
Yeah, that's perfect timing.
Good job.
Yeah.
As Allison, from his bag of all different types of potions and medicine, he gets out this one syringe and just jabs it into your side. You can already feel with your blood pumping. Boom, boom.
Are you rolling 4d8?
Yes.
Nice.
And I even add something. So that's good. 6, 7, 21 hit points. If I believe that's what a crit does, but for now that's.
Let's just go for that for now. As your wounds are already burning close with your draconic blood, aided by the magic of Allison's potion, just sears your wounds closed as you are now fully upward again. As the merchant is now standing there. I thought you went down. What is this?
It's either 21 hit points or 31, so you might want to have a look at it in a bit. But during my
good
turn
point.
still, I jab that thing in and I walk around the drow.
All
and,
right.
Give him a stab with my short sword.
Okay, so you walk around dancing, more like that.
Yeah. And that's a 23 to hit.
23, yeah, and he's blinded, so he has a very bad time. Go ahead and roll damage on that one.
13.
13, and with that, with a small, nice little pivot, Allison's short sword sink rakes open the back of this drow roguish figure, as also his body falls dead to the ground, right over there.
I like
Nice.
how the fire leaves his body.
Yeah, the fire just jumps over to the other side of the tent.
Yeah, just left.
Okay, so you had a DC 20 check.
Yeah.
So yeah, 48 increased by 10. then.
Wait, there you go. That's 21.
So
All right.
21. Yeah. Okay, perfect.
All right, nice. Still 20 hit points,
Yep.
a lot.
Damn.
Then after Allison,
I rolled quite low, but
Yeah, no, still, that was amazing.
After Allison, all of the rogues who are now all down on the ground and counted for, as the merchant is looking around, and he also takes a look back as he can see that a couple of his roguish friends are also in the back, being haymakered by giants, being toppled down, all in the fray, not coming to his aid. He is not feeling it very well. However, the rogues do not have a turn anymore because they're dead. Grokal, we're already up to you.
I'm gonna try and restrain him.
you're still
Okay.
standing.
Yeah, I'm still standing and I'm doing great. So
Better than
I'm,
ever.
I'm gonna restrain him.
All right, so that is
So that is an athletics check against his. Or maybe. No, I'm gonna trip him.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna trip him. So athletics against his reflex DC.
All right. So again, you need to make a 20.
Perfect.
20.
20. So he falls down and lands prone.
All right. As
Bamboozle it is.
you are still holding his trident, he looks around to see all his friends failing in combat a little bit. He can now also see this one large dragonborn who he had down for the count, he believed, now rising up against him, and he's just like toppled to the ground by you.
Nice.
You have so much adrenaline rushing through you.
Yeah, I feel, I have no idea what I'm doing.
No.
It's just happening.
This
But
is
it works though.
complete friends.
But it
Yeah.
works.
I then shield bash.
All
My
right.
spear's on the ground. I could but I'm just gonna bash.
You're just
into
gonna
his
pummel him.
face. It's not gonna hit. So he blocks it with this trident.
Just like as the shield comes down, he just raises his trident again and just pushes it out of your grip a little bit.
Yeah, and I just we keep wrestling. I raise my shield, so
Yeah.
we just kind of keep going on for a while he's on the ground lying there.
Just squabbling a little bit in the mud, all different types of soot and all different types of scent coming writhing up against your face as a little bit of mud is also pushed into your face. Ugh. Beautiful situation. All right, that was your turn?
Yeah.
Then Yenna is now taking a look and is a little bit doubtful and actually asks with one of her actions, Do I hit? He's looking pretty bad already, but
Yeah. I scream, help the others.
and with that, she will take her second action to just 1, 2, 3,
Run through the
4,
fire.
5 run through the fire all the way. Oh, sorry, all the way over there. That's all she can make. Taking 1 point of fire damage, but she is so goddamn in the moment at this point that she just runs up, seeing her friend there also just throwing haymakers at these other drow and going in for one large attack. Their last action, which, yep, 14 on the die, which will make it 26 to hit. Cool. So that'll be 10 points of damage plus her 7, like a 10 on the die, and another drow just
Nice.
falls. Like, are you guys starting or?
Yeah, we're starting.
All right. Jenna's having a good time over here.
We're just tanking.
Yeah, we're tanking while they
Alright.
do the damage.
Except for Iroh, who is now starting to bleed out a little bit.
Yep.
Go
Do
ahead.
I have to roll?
You take your turn first, and at the end of your turn, you need to roll a d20 on a 15 or higher. You do not take any more persistent damage. The wound automatically just stops bleeding.
You first get the damage, however.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do I have to roll my own bleeding
Well,
damage?
first, just take your turn. So on the
Okay.
end of your turn.
Okay. I first attack the drow that's away from the giants again.
Yeah, the one that has already been haymakered
Yeah.
completely and
Um,
is on the brink of death.
I should roll
Good.
in that case.
We're winning!
Yay!
That's a 11, or
We
actually
are.
12.
Misses, I'm
And-
afraid.
This next one might hit. That would be a 17.
17, just misses, I'm afraid.
Ah.
I'm sorry.
Then I will daze him again.
Okay. With that, he tries to make his save. He does make his save, I believe, with a 22.
He does, so he only takes 1 point of damage.
And with that,
All you needed. Just
All
like
I
the
need.
dragon.
Just like the dragon, yes.
How does Iroh... Nah, he just uses it every turn. I feel statistically speaking, it's going to happen eventually. That makes total
Yeah.
sense.
with the last 18th point of damage against this guy, he just goes, his eyes go boonk, boonk, as he has like a brain hemorrhage somewhere inside and
Yeah,
just
fair.
falls to the ground.
Your action icon is really great.
Yeah,
You can use
this
your
is
multiple
perfect.
attack penalty twice with your flare blows and then just have a spell prepared. So that's
Yeah, I
great.
just figured it would be either that or an attack with
Yeah.
-10.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is
All right.
smart. I mean,
Hannah, you're up.
yeah.
I do bitey.
You do bitey bitey.
You flanky flanky.
You flinky flinky go bitey bitey.
Ooh. Oh,
It's a good number though.
I stressed about
The
it.
die fell in the wrong place, but on the right side.
27.
27, yeah, that'll be a crit at this moment.
Whoop whoop.
Damn.
Yep, cool. Because you guys are flanking.
Damn. Oh, there she goes.
Damn, boy.
Look at all those dice. That's
Blah, blah, blah,
48.
blah, 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 blah.
Wow. With the big modifier on there.
14,
Twice the modifier.
And twice,
Twice.
Dural's
the
bonus.
Yeah.
so it's +4. Wait, I lost count. How did I do that?
Sorry, rolls.
11. Yeah, you just keep shouting numbers, that's
Q,
fine.
14, 26. Hi.
20,
Crystal.
20, 20.
Wow. 15, that's 19.
19 points of damage, which will be enough to completely vanquish this one foe from existence. As you bite down on him and just and then toss the body aside.
Mangled corpse left. Ugh.
I use my 2 turns to get him from Iroh. Oh, maybe I have flank. Can I flank?
With Iroh?
Mm-hmm.
Right up there. Large red bear running through the swamplands, skidding to a halt, flanking with Iroh.
And I use, I roll fortitude for me.
Yes.
That's 16.
16. Still won't be enough, I'm afraid. And at this moment, Melo, who was just like,
Sleep?
falls unconscious.
Oh, wait, sleeping, right? No.
Well, the
You
condition is called
snored.
unconscious.
You snored.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
he is
sleeping.
unconscious.
He's just being cute cat and sleeping.
No, he's dying. Yeah, no, he's dead. He's just unconscious. He's just unconscious.
I will.
I was gonna say,
Although,
it does sound awful lot like a cat being put down, but
although
he's not gonna die. I don't want him to die.
Iroh, we forgot about your
Oh, my bleeding,
wounds.
yeah.
So you take 3 points of damage.
Yeah, cool.
And go ahead and roll a d20. You'll need a 15 or higher, and at that point
really
the
low.
wounds will be completely 1 and a 2 on a die.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna
That's
be
a
okay.
10.
It's a 10. Okay, so next turn we go over this once again.
We will survive.
However, at the end of Hannah's turn, the beautiful giant people are having their turns.
I feel like that term is a very subjective thing here, but I mean, damage-wise, beautiful.
So let's see. As all the giants are now just running up and going to pummel this here drow person, going for, well, that's a natural 20. And second one, lower, nope. And then the second giant, nope, nope, nope. Just running through the numbers here. And then this guy right over here is just walking over a little bit and can't really see anything of a problem because the one guy with a total of, that would be 12 points of damage, actually gets this drow down on the count as well. As the giants just gang up on this last drow person with just fist spit on him and just like take a look around, as the only person standing now is the merchant himself.
And even he isn't standing.
Nope. As Dural is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was his movement speed? Did he have 30 feet or 25? Taking a look, see.
Does he want to stay in the flames? Probably.
Yeah, he doesn't give a lot about this. So yeah, so he is going to just stand over there in the flames. He's going to just take the 1 point of damage at this point.
Does being prone and being flanked, does that like stack?
I don't think so. Like if you're prone, you're flat-footed, and your movement speed is down to a crawl. But it's basically the same as flat-footed. What the two-hit chance is.
Exactly. Okay.
Although Dural is now standing over him, and in his beautiful half-orcan voice, "Well, hello there." As he switches the large orc neck splitter to one side to just hit him for non-lethal damage, boom, on the head, and then just begins to once again to billow out and to also give you that bonus of a +1 to damage and to hits. So let's see if he, yeah, there you go. Natural 20 once again.
Sick.
It's like,
Yeah.
look behind my
Yeah.
screen. We can't see.
I do.
I can see.
I can
For
see.
a total of...
I don't have my lenses in.
My perception is high enough.
And with that, this entire encounter is indeed outshadowed by all of the NPCs.
Definitely.
As Dural, as the freed half-orcan slave, switches his neck splitter to one side, as you guys are rolling on the floor, and he just hits the merchant square in the face. Boom!
So do we get any XP out of
No.
this?
Yeah, no, this is done, guys.
We
Totally
should
would
look
have
back
died.
on this encounter and just like make a little graph of how much damage we did and they did.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
see,
it's insane. Like the merchant, I believe, did not take any damage from you guys.
no, I consistently like bothered him.
Yeah.
But
Which
that
is a good
roughly
thing. Which is a good thing.
That is roughly my addition to this, my contribution to this battle.
But with that, as Dural hits his orc neck splitter into the face of the merchant, he lifts up his orc neck splitter, begins to roar, as all the giants who now see that all their captors have been down for the count also begin to chant with him, as combat seems to fall to a close.
As Allison looks around, sees Melo lying on the ground, he rushes towards him.
Same.
And he tries to see what's going on.
I high five Dural.
Go
I
ahead
go
and
out
make
of,
another. Go
barrel.
ahead and make another. Fortitude saving throw for Melo.
16 again.
16, as Melo is now down for the count, and he is unconscious for what seems to be indefinite amounts of time at this moment. All right.
All right, let's take a break.
While she's having a dramatic moment in the background, I dickishly high five Dural. Yeah, in slow mo.
That's such a bro fight. Like,
And as the adrenaline all begins to subside from your bodies, we'll go ahead and take a little break, and see you guys after 15 minutes when we'll see what the aftermath of this whole combat encounter has in store for the pack.
Kisses.
Joe.
It's what you call a cliffhanger. See you guys soon.
Get used to it.